Hello everyone and welcome in today's video. I am Sohini Biswas, a third year law student, and currently I am doing an internship at the Lexis & Company. Today I'll be discussing on the topic of admissibility of narco-analysis in the court. So let us begin. A narco-analysis test, while not completely admissible in court, depends on the assessment of circumstances under which it was obtained for some validity. Result of such test can be used to get admissible evidence. The National Human Rights Commission lays down guidelines to the effect that consent from an accused, witness or suspect should be obtained before the magistrate, and that an investigative agency cannot take the reins in administrating the test whenever they deem appropriate. The Supreme Court in the case of Selvi v. State of Karnataka ruled that conducting a narco-analysis test without the consent of the accused would be in direct violation of the Article 20 Clause 3 of the Constitution of India, and further held that an expert should be present while administering the test. While in case of Nandini Sampati versus P.L. Dhani, it was laid down that Article 20 Clause 3 can be waived off by the subject that it is undergo the narco-analysis test. The court granted that investigative agency's authority to administer the test with mandatory presence of an expert, and added that the confession statement comes under the purview of Section 25 of the Evidence Act. Similarly, in the case of State of AP versus Padma, the Andhra Pradesh High Court held that if the subject captured but not charged is willing to undergo the test, then the authorization of the court is not required. But if the subject does not provide consent, then it is up to investigative agencies to persuade the court on the probability that the subject knows something about the commission of the offence. The application to this test has been widely debated on the grounds of it being an encroachment of an individual's right. Some argue that the subjecting an accused to undergo the test bluntly violates the Article 20 Clause 3 of the Constitution of India, and that the court should reject any confession that is derived from compulsion, be it under hypnotic state of mind. Article 20 Clause 3 of the Constitution, read with Section 161 Clause 2 of the CRPC 1973, protects the accused during the course of the investigation. Right to silence as claimed under Article 20 Clause 3 of the Constitution and Section 161 Clause 2 of CRPC was granted to the accused in the case of Nandini Sampati versus P.L. Dhani. It was laid down that the administration of these tests, investigative agencies are extracting statement from the accused who has right to keep silent and then forcibly intruding into the accused mind should nullify the validity of the right to keep silent. The Supreme Court in case of Kalwati versus Haryana state held that the Article 20 Clause 3 does not apply if a confession is procured without any inducement, threat or promise. The Madras High Court in the case of Dinesh Dalmia versus the state was of the opinion that investigative agencies may resort to conducting scientific tests if an accused is not truthful. It was further held that only the accused self-incriminates will conduct under Article 20 Clause 3 apply, but any information besides that is still be useful for the investigation. The court said that the accused may be to be taken to the laboratory for such test against his will, but the revelation during such test is quite voluntary. Therefore, the test need not be prohibited on the grounds of constitution violation. One hand of people argue that narco-analysis violates basic principle of the Constitution that provides protection against self-incrimination under Article 20 Clause 3. On the other hand, arguments are raised stating that law should catch up to the evolution of science as these tests serve as the last report in case where there is no direct evidence. The Supreme Court in the case of Som Prakash versus State of Delhi recognized that revolutionary tools of forensic science are necessary for investigation. In the case of George versus Deputy Superintendent of Police, the Kerala High Court was of the opinion that modern medicine is subject to adverse reaction and that experts shall take the required precautions before administering a scientific test. Use of such technique cannot be condemned due to remote possibility of the said reaction. It was further held that the only way to contend with present-day criminals that use advanced techniques to commit crime is by return using advanced techniques such as narco-analysis test. Similarly, in the case of Ramchandra Reddy and others, versus the state of Maharashtra, the Bombay High Court upheld the legality of the evidence that was obtained as a result of narco-analysis test. The court was of the opinion that investigation agencies will greatly benefit from the modern and scientific detection test like narco-analysis. Arguments have gone as far as to say that the narco-analysis test violates an individual's right to privacy under Article 21 of the Constitution. Studies that have been conducted by medical association shows that an individual in a trance state under the influence of truth serum may likely give incorrect or misleading responses. Protection against torture or cruel, inhuman and degrading treatment is implicit in Article 21. It has been argued that due to unpredictable and invasive nature of the truth serum, subjecting to individual to go through the procedure as in violation of the right to privacy, Article 21 provides for immunity from the invasiveness and Article 20 Clause 3 from self-incrimination. They must be read together until there is a law which is reasonable, just and fair for the admission of scientific tests. It will be considered an intrusion of fundamental rights and therefore it is unconstitutional. The conclusion that we can derive from this is that the bottom line is that the narco-analysis test had no rules and guidelines. For every High Court that validates the test, the Supreme Court invalidates it by interpreting that Article 20 Clause 3 and 21 of the Constitution. Thank you.